Welcome to World News by Denis Halandzovskyi. If you value calm, clear, and fact-based reporting on political developments and public discourse, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share your perspective. Today we look at a high-profile clash between former President Donald Trump and film director Rob Reiner, a confrontation that reflects deeper tensions within American politics and culture. Recently, Donald Trump found himself at the center of a verbal confrontation with Rob Reiner, a prominent filmmaker and outspoken critic of Trump's political career. The exchange began when Reiner publicly criticized Trump's policies and rhetoric, calling attention to what he describes as threats to democratic norms and public accountability. Reiner's comments were forceful, framed as part of a broader call for political responsibility in the face of controversial leadership. Trump, for his part, responded with equally forceful rhetoric, characterizing Reiner's criticisms as unfair, politically motivated attacks lacking in factual basis. In public statements, Trump dismissed the critique as part of a wider cultural divide, framing himself as a defender of popular sovereignty and free speech, and casting Reiner as part of an elite establishment out of touch with ordinary Americans. The showdown between the two figures quickly gained traction in media coverage, social networks, and political commentary. Supporters of Trump lauded his defiance, seeing it as consistent with his combative political style, while supporters of Reiner defended his right to voice sharp criticism of political figures. This clash is emblematic of a broader trend in American political culture. Public figures, whether in politics, entertainment, or activism, increasingly engage directly with one another on charged political issues. What once might have been quiet disagreement has become public spectacle, unfolding in real time and amplified by modern media platforms. Importantly, the substance of the exchange goes beyond personality. It touches on serious questions about accountability, responsibility, and the ways in which leaders and cultural commentators influence public perception. Reiner's critique did not focus on trivial grievances, but on themes of civic duty, the role of leadership in a democracy, and the impact of rhetoric on social cohesion. Trump's response framed the conflict as a defense of his record and a rejection of what he sees as cultural overreach by critics. The public confrontation between Trump and Rob Reiner highlights a set of deeper societal tensions, particularly around the intersection of culture and politics. First, this clash shows how political disagreements are no longer confined to traditional arenas like legislatures or press conferences. Instead, they play out across cultural platforms, film, social media, celebrity commentary, blurring lines between entertainment and political engagement. This trend has reshaped how citizens consume political arguments and form opinions. Second, the intensity of the exchange underscores how polarized public discourse has become. Instead of measured debate, we often see sharp, emotionally charged statements that reinforce existing divisions. For supporters on either side, moments like this tend to solidify positions rather than promote productive dialogue. Third, the clash speaks to broader questions about accountability. Reiner's criticism reflects a strand of opinion that demands political leaders be held accountable for their words and policy impacts. Trump's response, in contrast, reflects a narrative in which criticism is portrayed as partisan or ideologically driven. Both positions resonate with different segments of the population, and the amplification of these positions through media contributes to persistent cultural conflict. At the same time, this exchange raises questions about the role of public figures in democratic societies. Should artists and entertainers engage actively in political criticism? How should politicians respond to cultural critiques? And what responsibilities do both groups have when shaping narratives that influence millions of people? For international observers, the Trump-Reiner exchange may seem uniquely American, yet it reflects universal questions about leadership, dissent, and the role of civic culture. Democracies around the world grapple with similar dynamics: how to balance vigorous political debate with responsible public discourse, and how to ensure that public conversations enhance democratic values rather than deepen divides. Ultimately, the Trump-Reiner confrontation is more than a clash between two individuals. It is a reflection of broader societal conversations about identity, power, accountability, and the limits of civil debate in an era defined by rapid information flows and intense political competition. Thank you for watching this analysis on World News by Denis Halandzovskyi. If you found this coverage informative, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share your perspective. Independent reporting and thoughtful discussion help illuminate the issues that shape our world today. Stay informed and see you in the next update.